proceedings from the halfway line. The Australian side, Gary Jack, Michael O'Connor, Brett Kenny, Gene Miles, Dale Shearer, the halves, Lewis and Sterling, the forwards, Dowling, Simmons, Dunn, Cleal, Niebling, Linda. The replacements, Lamb, Meninga. The coach, Don Furner. There's the Great Britain side. Blyden at fullback. Ledger, the new winger, with Gill on the other wing. Schofield and Marchant. Marchant played on the wing in the first test. Myler and Fox, the halves. Ward, Watkinson, Fieldhouse, the front row. The rest of the side is Lee Crooksey and Potter, Andy Goodway, Sean Edwards and Andy Platt. The replacements, the coach, Maurice Bamford. The referee, of course, Mr. Julien Rascagner. Away they go, Derek Fox, and Gary Jack gets a touch of the football early. Took him 17 minutes to field the football in the first test. Simmons at dummy half. Away to Dowling. Dowling coming on the burst, just outside the Australian quarter. Dunn's going to get his touch of the ball now. There he goes. He gets his first feel of it, a test match. And it's also won a penalty for the Australian side. He's copped a workout there from, I believe that's number 9 there, David Watkinson, the England captain from Hull KR. Wally Lewis will kick the touch on the popular side. That's an awful kick, Wally. Almost a net loss. Gone sideways from the tap restart. Done again, pumping it up beyond the advantage line. Simmons will live in that dummy half position. Up comes the defence now. Out there strongly to Niebling. He was one of our very strong and best players in the first test. Sterling, the kicking game. Down she goes. Henderson Gill going back for it. He'll be under pressure. He's just about 2 metres out from his goal line where he's tackled. Good defence there coming through from Dale Shearer. And now Kenny, and there's a touch judge in to have a look at a player, Gene Miles, who allegedly has put a bit of stick in that tackle. And Miles being spoken to and penalised. A penalty each. That kick is a slightly better one and makes a little bit of ground. Just taking up to the quarter. 2 footballs on the field at the moment, hanging about. Little ball boys aren't as proficient as ours in Australia, I'm afraid. Ward trying to start off running straight. And that's the only way for him to go. He ran like a soldier crab in the first test. Does it look to me to be an elbow used in that? And a penalty to Australia, almost directly in front of the posts. And the referee, Mr. Rascagni, is talking about the use of an elbow on that occasion. O'Connor just out near the quarter. Only a few metres off centre. Should be a simple kick for him. The breeze is down his back. He achieved success. Australia have scored first. They lead by 2 points to 0. Now we've got another England player on the sideline starting to get out of his gear. That's Platt again, Graham Hughes.
David Watkinson has called out to the bench this time that it can't come good, and he is going to leave the field.
Henderson Gill has got a beautiful sidestep and evaded 2 defenders. Kenny and Lewis beat the pointless on that occasion with a great step up the right foot. Oh, now there's Watkinson, the captain of the side, dropping the ball at dummy half fortuitously. Because there's a penalty been awarded. They've taken the quick tack out to Crooks. The pass is knocked down, goes behind Ledger. There's quick defence up from Gary Jack. I thought they should have taken a kick at goal on that occasion. It was adjacent and in the middle of the field, only about 30 metres out. They may rue that decision. You always take penalties when they're on offer in any class of football, particularly test matches. Crooks coming through the middle of the ruck, trying to find a runner. An Australian player down at the moment, Graham Hughes.
We're just trying to work out.
Oh, gets a pass. It's gone to Myler. It's been put out, knocked on by Australia. It'll be a scrum. There were double knock-ons. The referee is quite right. A good attacking ploy there, but Myler's hands was unequal to the task. So now we have on the field Andy Platt, and Watkinson is from the field. Graham Hughes, the quick tap on that occasion, that was, in my view, a terrible blunder.
While they should have gone for goal, they had the chance there. They would have levelled the scores there. It was right in front, but as you see now, the score remains Australia 2, Great Britain 0.
Back to the action. Liebling's to his feet. We've lost no play. The scrum is won by Australia. Sterling's in possession. Ian Potter there quickly out of the second row. Up the blind side they come. A cut-out pass went beyond Lewis. Gary Jack takes it to the corner. Dale Shearer needs to watch his error rate. That pass there to Dunn looked a bit suspicious. Shearer made up his mind very late to pass that. Dunn, when you're in possession, just get on with playing it. Dowling not standing deep enough. Fieldhouse with a swinging right arm and missed. Australian forwards have got to take over. Simmons away to Lewis. Nice drawing of the pass to get it to Miles. Great tackle there, right round the boots by Platt. Fieldhouse over the top. Gets to his feet, plays it forward. Steamrollers ahead again, another gain of about 12 metres. Simmons, last tackle, away to Sterling. Kicks downfield, that will be a great kick. It is a magnificent grabber or low trajectory punt. A drop punt right down low before he let the boot come to it. Drove it low and hard, a gain of about 28 metres. Takes play to within 9 metres of the Great Britain goal. 2-0 Australia lead. The penalty count at this stage, we've had 24 minutes. The penalty count is 4-3 Australia's way. And the set scrums are 4-1 in Australia's favour. All evidence of a more wholehearted Great Britain performance. Australia had plenty of possession. That's in and out the Great Britain side. Fox tackled there. Linda was the man that put him down. Now Andy Goodway comes with a good hop, skip and a jump that got him through one tackle, taking up to towards the quarter, Great Britain's end. Ward running straighter in this match. Sands in a tackle. Got a pass away to Platt. Platt driven backwards. A loss of about 4 metres. Crooks at dummy half. Elects to run from there. He straightens it up and goes close. It's been intercepted by Lewis. Lewis gets a pass away to Sterling. On the run around they come. It's Australia coming close there with Noel Cleal. Trying to link up with Michael O'Connor out wide, but the defence was too strong. Schofield was the man. Again, those Australian forwards standing too flat. They're not standing deep enough and coming onto the ball the last few minutes. Cut out pass out to Dowling. Dowling well tackled there by Ian Potter. Number 12 on the Great Britain side. Simmons, Lewis, back on the inside to Cleal. He slips and falls. They're only about 11 metres out. Simmons, Sterling, long cut-out pass. Went to Niebling. It's been dropped and picked up by Australia. Should be 6 to go. It was touched by a Great Britain player. He's signifying that there's no tackle count made up on that one. There's Sterling gone for the kick across field. Kenny's going to go high for it. It's well taken by Myler. Great pressure play by Myler. He leapt high for that, pulled it down well. Goodway running from dummy half and using his man who played the ball as a bit of a dummy, a bit of a shield. Fieldhouse still got that problem of starting off running sideways. On the blind side they come. Lee Crooks, their most damaging player. Invariably busts one tackle. Got a pass away out to Ledger. Ledger comes back midfield. He's evaded 2. Got a pass away to Fox. Out there to Ward. The passes are going swell now. It's out to Myler. Myler's upfield. Linda can't get to him. O'Connor's coming across. There's a kick and chase now with Dale Shearer. This will go dead. And just as well it did for Australia. Great play by Great Britain. Plenty of very good football in that bit of action, I can tell you. And they cut Australia open up wide. Started by Ledger on the right-hand side of the field. When he came back midfield, having evaded a few tackles, then chain passing, saw Myler go right through. Australia 2, Great Britain 0. And Dunn on the charge for Australia. Having received a good pass from Wally Lewis, surged away on about a 15-metre run. Good one. Dale Shearer. Out to Lewis. Sterling standing there waiting for it. A cut-out pass out to Miles. Miles is into the clear, but can get support. Kenny was a little bit tardy coming there on the backup. Simmons away to Sterling. Kicks back downfield behind Ledger. That'll go too far. It's over the dead ball line, and we attempt restart from the Great Britain quarter. Not the kick that Sterling intended. Only a very short in-goal area here, but nonetheless, had it been a conventional size, it would not have been a kick that was going to stay in the field. The breeze apparently freshening up just a little bit again in Australia's favour in this first half. Great Britain. Oh dear, Ward was not even watching the football there, but nonetheless Fox had no right to pass it to him. That's a terrible blunder. He'd overrun the football and the pass hit him right in the middle of the back. Fieldhouse has gone into the front row for the Great Britain side. Jack onto Kenny. Kenny through one tackle. Strong defence from Lee Crooks there on Kenny. Michael O'Connor running from dummy half, and he makes about a 7-metre gain, bringing it up to the quarter. Dumming to the blind side out to Crusher Cleal. The good step, he's right through. He could go on. He gets a pass away to Linda, and Linda's in for the try. Big Crusher Cleal suddenly brings Australia alive with one of those magnificent runs of his. We've had 28 minutes of play, and Crusher Cleal, a solo effort, great stepping run, busted the defence with sheer strength and pace, and then was able to offload nicely to Linda, who scored a try adjacent to the post. And Linda, his first try in an Anglo-Australian test. There's the step. Coming nicely was big Crusher Cleal. Did everything right. Could possibly have scored himself, but unselfishly got the ball away. Schofield was coming across in cover, and he took the right roll. Another view of that will show you the enormous power generated by Cleal. The big step off the right foot, and then another one off the right foot. Got through the fullback, did exactly the right thing. Schofield may well have picked Cleal off a metre short. Exactly the right option. But I do take my hat off to the Great Britain side. In the opening 20 minutes, they have displayed much more in the way of organised defence and certainly a lot more commitment. Michael O'Connor is successful. So the score is Australia 8, Great Britain 0. From the kickoff, Sterling fielded the ball, gave it to Shearer, who just got up and played it. As we come back to you, there's Dowling in possession. They're 30 metres out from the Australian line. Simmons elected to go the blind side, away to Cleal. He takes a power of pulling down this giant man. Sterling, back standing deep. Lewis, Miles. There's good defence. Fieldhouse comes over, covers a lot of ground. Plays the game in a cover defensive role, very much like Australian second rowers. Niebling, a little bit sideways running on that occasion. Not his go as a rule. Simmons running from dummy half. Oh, and he met some strong defence there. Head on too it was. And it was solid, rock solid stuff, and it was Platt the man, the replacement. Sterling tries his little step. And oh, he's lost the ball. Got it to Fieldhouse. It's gone to Ward. Great Britain in possession now, just in the Australian half. Andy Platt at dummy half. Fox. Crooks. Good way on the tear. Looking for support. They have to Linda, the winger. He's got plenty of pace, but he slips and falls. Comes back midfield, where the defence finally picks him up. It was Niebling there who was able to stop his progress. Schofield. Fox. Crooks, a long floating type of pass to Lydon, the fullback. He's going for a ride as Miles picks him up, and the ball goes free. Picked up by Myler. Myler elects to go through the middle. He gets a pass away to Fox, then on to Platt, and Platt's tackled effectively there by Niebling. Midway between the Australian quarter and halfway, Ward tearing his way through. Got a pass away, it's on the ground, but luckily he falls for the Great Britain side. Henderson Gill at dummy half. He's a powerhouse. If he runs, he usually makes ground, but he offloads. Crooks on the runaround with Fox. Last tackle coming down, and there's Crusher Cleal getting the diminutive halfback in a up-and-down type of tackle. Schofield to Myler. The kick is a grubber. It's successful and puts Australia back in their own quarter. Australia lead by 8 points to 0. They've scored a try after a Cleal break 3 or 4 minutes ago, with Linda finally getting the last pass to score. Michael O'Connor has kicked a penalty goal and a goal. Australia 8, Great Britain 0. I believe it should have been 8-2. I think they took the wrong option and took a quick tap instead of taking a penalty kick 10 minutes ago. Scrum went to Australia. Sterling evaded the first tackle. The penalty count is in the scrum count is 6-2 in Australia's favour. So full credit to Great Britain. Australia's had plenty of possession and only scored the one try. On the Australian quarter now, Simmons. Sterling. Oh, cut out pass, went to O'Connor. He picked it up in the half volley. Gets a kick downfield. He could score a try. He's the only man anywhere near him. He will score a try. Michael O'Connor, magnificent. Magnificent stuff from the Dual International. And Wally Lewis is ecstatic and runs up and bangs his hand. Oh, yeah. What quality stuff that from the great Dual International. He received a bouncing ball then. The player on the inside, I think perhaps it was Kenny, allowed the ball to go across him and it landed short of O'Connor. He didn't hasten, he just calmly half-volleyed it and went down the field, kept inside, just inside the touchline. You're going to see it. The pass went across Niebling. Correction from me there. Now watch O'Connor. The kick infield slightly, and in the race for the ball, it was O'Connor first and Daylight second. There wasn't an English player within 6 metres of him, and calmly picked up the ball. Australia 12, Great Britain 0. Kick and goal to follow. We're into the 34th minute. About 23 metres off centre and about 10 metres short of the quarter line. The breeze at his back. The kick is unsuccessful, so the score remains as it was. Australia 12, Great Britain 0. And from the kickoff, Gary Jack has fielded the ball and been tackled 2 metres, 3 metres short of the quarter line midfield. Dale Shearer's at dummy half, elects to run from there. Australia regrouping their forces after that magnificent try from Michael O'Connor, going through their pattern, and Dowling makes a little bit of a mockery of the Great Britain defence there, swivelled out of 2 defenders and made another 5 metres. Dunn, who's played quite well, got a pass away nicely. Looking for support was Linder. He's tackled by one leg there. The tackler was, I believe, Potter. Now Sterling. Lewis. Their tactical move being adhered to by Australia, not to play in their own quarter. And ball rolls into the in goal, fielded by Lydon. He can't evade Sterling's tackle. And now Great Britain under pressure. Still some of their players coming back on side. Henderson Gill at dummy half. Kenny's there and puts him down. Enormously powerful man, Henderson Gill, as you'd expect from looking at those legs. Ward. I must compliment Ward. He's done very well today. He's come straight and hard through the middle of the ruck, working on the premise that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Out they go along the back line to Schofield. He's got a bit of pace, but Big Crusher's got plenty too and puts him down with a flying high tackle right round the chest. Fox. Fieldhouse, just outside his quarter. Great Britain standing very flat. The ball must be going back to Lydon. It is. He gets his kick downfield. They've kicked a little better today. Now it goes to Shearer. Shearer brings the play back upfield. Marchant gave Sterling a big push in the middle of the back on that occasion. Off the ball. Sterling being very calm at halfback. Way to Gary Jack, showing his paces. Pace back on the inside to Simmons, throws a dummy. Nicely to Dowling. Sterling. Miles looking for support. Likes to get a one-handed pass away if he can. Too many defenders. Ward and Marchant were there. Lewis and Dowling the run around, and Linder the run around. Dowling got a pass into Linder. Linder's on the tear. He's still going. He's evaded 4. And he's tackled finally after a great run. Only about 11 metres out. It's Great Britain on the rack again. Cleal runs from dummy half, turns it back inside to Lewis. Lewis is on the surge. He's almost over the line. Half a foot short. On they come, Dowling. Dowling turned up on his arms, on his side, couldn't get it down, but the referee is going to penalise Australia. And the signal, Graham Hughes, can you decipher Raskagni's rule there?
I really can't. He's walked back to the mark where Wally Lewis got up to play the ball, and on his signals that he showed there, he was trying to point out that Wally did something wrong. I certainly couldn't understand it at all.
No, I can't either, so we'll just have to pass on that. Sufficient to say it's a penalty to Great Britain, and the penalties are for all at this stage. The kick's been taken, and the tap restart now. Platt on a Ward. By far a vast improvement on his first test form, Ward. Been a damaging player today. Platt. Away there to Potter. Potter's a very, very keen chaser and a great defender. Platt running again from the dummy half roll. They worked it up to within 10 metres of the halfway line. They've got this 12-0 deficit. There's Fox going for the tactical kick downfield. It's a good one. There's plenty of chasers. You don't usually see a Great Britain side bring 7 men up there like that in a line. They've been watching somebody. They tackle Jack just inside his quarter. Simmons runs from dummy half. Australians now starting to work their way into position again. Dowling, the first man on the blind side of the ruck. It's a methodical and painstaking procedure pounded into them by their coaches, respective coaches over the years. Cleal through the edge of the ruck. See, there's another 17 yards there. Gets up. He's trying to get to his feet. He's been tackled again. Good heavens, how long before the player gets off him? Simmons. Sterling. Dunn running like a three-quarter. Can't get a pass away. Jack was on the fly. Last tackle. Sterling calling for it. Goes for the drop at goal. It is unsuccessful. Across to the right. It'll just go over the dead ball line. So played just about up to the halfway mark in this contest, with Australia leading 12-0. And a tap restart to follow. Goodway has not... he did one very good cover defence tackle there on Shearer. There's Crooks being hit hard and high. Not head high, shoulder high. Platt away to Ward, changes direction, comes straight and hard again. He's looking for runners, and they're too late coming to him. And there's a penalty to Great Britain. Failure to get off the tackle player. I'd like to relate that to the last time that Cleal tried to get to his feet and play the ball. The England halfback, Derek Fox, hung on to him for what, all of 7 seconds. Anyway, Mr. Raskagner, the referee, is doing a good job. Just a slight difference in the interpretation of some of the rules. They've got to move on. Here's Ward again. He's backslammed by Dunn. Potter at dummy half. Fox cut out past to Crooks. Nicely to Myler. Then away to Schofield. Lovely tackle. Right round the boots by Miles. Sterling looking for a tackle there on Myler. Has got him by the arm and they belt him to the ground. He loses the ball. It's picked up by Australia. Linda's got it. He should not stop play until the ball is dead. He's kicked it downfield, giving Lydon back the ball. Lydon's going to put it downfield. Marchant's way offside. Even if he got the bounce, it'd have to be ruled offside. Marchant's got it. He's kicked downfield again. But there's an awful bit of refereeing by Mr. Raskagner. Marchant was all of 15, 17 metres offside on that occasion. And I don't know how he interpreted Marchant being onside. Well, fortunately for everybody concerned, the whistle blew and stopped that detestable bit of football from proceeding. Yes, well, a little bit late back here, but we'll just fill you in on the action from the kick-off. Australia kicked off. It was lost over the dead ball line by an English player. They did a line drop-out. Australia are in possession from that line drop-out. And we've worked play up to the quarter line. And I apologise for the loss of that first minute. They came back on quicker than we anticipated. And we do apologise for that. But the last tackle coming up now with Australia in possession. The kicking tactics should be on. No, it's out to Miles. Miles looking for support. Pops it right out to O'Connor. And a beautiful tackle from Ledger right round the boot tops has put him down. And a handover. That's the first handover of the match. Little Fox trying to burrow his way under a tackle and had the misfortune to run into Noobling. A very tough customer. Fieldhouse trying a big step. Runs into Dunn. Now Platt gets a pass away to Goodway. Goodway is the man that should be running off Ward in this England side. Ward has many times made little half breaks running straight off the ruck, and he's had no support. Now Henderson Gill throwing the dummy and heavily back slammed. Simmons was round his boots. Cleal was round the top. Platt. Now to Fox. Little side foot kick. Nicely fielded by Shearer. Back near his quarter. Gets it away to Jack. Jack tries to run round his man. Does that. And an opportunity to link with O'Connor. O'Connor gets it back on the inside to Kenny. Kenny uses beautiful footwork. He's through the middle there, and beautiful tackle there by Fox. Picks him off midway between the Great Britain quarter and halfway done on the surge. He's still going. Oh, and now he loses the ball forward. That was just a little bit overdone, that run. He had the opportunity to pass the ball on one occasion back on the inside, and he couldn't quite do it. Ledger coming up there with, I thought, an eye injury, but yes, he is in a bit of a problem. Somebody accidentally getting a finger in the eye there. He's a speedster. The penalty goes to Great Britain. Offside play, Australia. Graham Hughes, no changes on either side.
No changes to either team. Rex, just quickly, I've got Terry Lamb alongside me here in the dugout. Terry, a much better performance, even though the scoreline was 12-0 against Great Britain. A much better performance from them in the first half.
Yes, well, Graham, they're going forward all the time and making our defence work. On the other hand, I think our forwards are playing just as well as them. We're going forward and creating breaks.
Yeah, a nice wrap here also for the man making his test debut from your old club, Paul Dunn.
Yeah, Paul, I'd say both front rows are going well. Paul and Greg Dowling, they're paving the way for our backs, and that's who's scoring the tries.
Okay, well, good luck if you get aboard.
Thanks, Graham.
Scrum win. Sterling works with Linda. Linda's up the blind side, and he's tackled on the quarter. Great Britain on the rack at the moment. A quick play, the ball will have them in trouble out wide. They've recovered now. Out to Niebling. Niebling to Lewis. Lewis back to Sterling. Sterling evades one tackle, straightens it up, tries a big side step, loses the football. Uncharacteristic error from Peter Sterling. He's made a couple of those today. Henderson Gill with one of his powerhouse runs through the middle, but no support. Was Dowling. Dowling holding his right shoulder, his right arm at the moment. Check him out, will you? Graham, will you check out Dowling? I think he's got a problem there. But now Gene Miles in possession after Great Britain lose the ball. The run-around's been worked. Dunn's on the end of it. He's had a strong game, just lost the ball on the one occasion. Simmons at dummy half. On to Niebling. Niebling literally knows no other way than just to go straight up the paddock, and he performs that role admirably. Simmons, Miles, runs through Myler. Looks as though he might be pushed over the sideline. They're trying to get him over there. And I think he is. And now we've got a penalty against Australia for resenting the fact that they were pushed, according to the referee Rascagney, deliberately over the line. Miles having a bit to say. Wally Lewis is doing his best in his broken, I should say fractured French, to get some understanding out of Mr. Rascagney about that. A great kick from Great Britain brings them back to within 15 metres of the Australian quarter. Critical time for them. They need to put a point of some description on the board. Myler, a little kick over the top. Was he taken out of the play? The referee will rule on it. No, he doesn't. Jack picked up the loose ball, goes strongly, was able to get to Tony Marchant, who put him down. Now Linda. Now Dunn again pumping it up through the middle of the ruck. Wisely not attempting to offload on that occasion. Ward the defender. Arguably the best Great Britain forward. Dowling nicely back on the inside, although the pass has gone to ground. Has to be hastily picked up there by Brian Niebling. A little bit of misunderstanding in the Australian pack on that occasion. Sterling kicks downfield. It will go to Ledger on the first bounce. This bloke can run, let me tell you. Sterling picks him off with a good tackle. Plenty of chases there. Michael O'Connor. Fox. Wait a good way. Evades one tackle. Out to Henderson Gill. Big step. Comes inside Dowling. Stands Sterling up. It's gone hard. But Dunn's around his legs and puts him down. Good one, Dunn. Not an easy man to tackle. Platt. Schofield. Out to Crooks. Had a quiet last 20 minutes of the first half and hasn't started the second half in as bright a fashion as we'd expect. Fieldhouse puts the ball down. Australia back in possession. England making them a share of errors in this match, as they did in the first half, in the first match. Lewis, a long cutout pass to Miles, tries to straighten it up. He gets plenty of defence there. The inexhaustible Ian Potter was there. Simmons, Niebling. Now Australia just standing a little bit bunched at the moment. The backs aren't in position. They are now, but it took them a moment. Up the blind side they go to Cleal. Cleal on the surge. English player Myler, I think, might have caught some sort of injury in that. Cleal gets up and plays it. Gets a pass away nicely to Dunn. And Dunn's looking to get it away again. Can't do so. Well, he went close to losing the ball. He's tackled 10 metres out. Simmons at dummy half. On to Sterling. Sterling gets a pass to Lewis. Lewis is on the surge. And he's over. Right underneath the black dot. That's the place to score him. Big Wally. He's got the look of a forward about him when you see him come through like that. That was a bit of vintage, Lewis. 16-0 Australia lead. Michael O'Connor. Pretty shonky looking kick, didn't go end over end, but nonetheless it brings the scoreline up to Australia 18, Great Britain 0. And here's a replay of the action. The pass from Simmons onto Sterling, and it was a straight out flat pass to Lewis, who came into a gap and created it really with his own power and strength. We're back with the action now. Seeing a head-on shot of Wally Lewis, creaming his way through some pretty parlous defence. Good way to be booked for loitering for that attempted tackle. Back with the action from the kick-off. Niebling on the surge up the middle of the field again. And a penalty against Turner for failure to get off the tackle player. And Turner's saying, not Turner, I'm saying I've got a bit of a mental aberration about this fella. But Fox, the halfback, claiming that his jumper had been held on that occasion. The kick over the sideline. The tap restart. Dowling was complaining about shoulder problems. Has any message come to the side with that, Graham Hughes?
Dowling managed to work the problem out himself. He's a pretty tough nut, you know, yourself. He didn't stay down on the deck. Larry Britton, the Australian trainer, didn't even have the opportunity to get out there, but he seems to be running quite freely, as you saw.
Crushes right through. Should be a try. It will be to Gary Jack. The big Crushers caught. Killed him on the blind side of the ruck. And this Great Britain defence now has begun. Has been shot to ribbons in the opening stanza of the second half. 22 points to 0. Jack in for a try, but you've got no need to ask who created that. The powerhouse running of Crusher Cleal. Noel Crusher Cleal, the pride of Warrialla and Manly Warringah. And here again, through one tackle, in between two, through the Schofield tackle, time to pass back into Jack to perfection. The fullback said, thank you very much, and sprinted over underneath the post. Michael O'Connor again from directly in front. Is successful. He's going to have another big day. 24 points to 0. Back with the action from the kick-off. Derek Fox kicked off for Great Britain. Sterling caught it, gave it to Shearer. He's to his feet and has his legs taken away again. Miles elects to run from dummy half. Let's see whether this Great Britain side have got any pride. They've been absolutely cut apart, rend asunder in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Now Dowling through the middle of the ruck. Plays centre field midway between the Australian quarter and halfway. Simmons goes for a sprint from there. Steals about 8 metres. The destroyer, Cleal. On to Sterling. Tactical kick back downfield over Lydon's head. He's got to go back into his in-goal area to field this. He does that. Trying to run to Ledger. He's picked up and Kenny drives him backwards in a splendid head-on tackle. Henderson Gill weaves his way around 1-2. He went through Kenny and Sterling there. They both both tried to tackle him. He didn't make much of a break after, but really, he's a powerhouse stepper. Good way. A vast disappointment, this player. Penalty against Dunn. Failure to get off the tackle player. Lewis pushes Dunn away. They're taking the tap. Platt. Not a good way, running like a soldier crab sideways onto Crooks. Crooks loses it sideways. Half volleyed well by Goodway. He got a pass away. It's on the ground. It's picked up by Kenny. Kenny goes back upfield. Great Britain starting to force passes that are just not on. Out to Lewis. Lewis looks for Dowling. Dowling's out wide. Jack's there. Jack's looking for Shearer. Throws the dummy. Comes back on the inside. The diving tackle. Potter put him down. 10 metres out. Australia spread right across the field now. They need somebody to thump it right up the middle. Dale Shearer might do that. No, he's stopped in his tracks 10 metres out. Now Wally Lewis will be looking for a long pass out here. Watch for it. There's a long cutout pass to Miles. Miles to Niebling. Niebling back on the inside to Linda. Knocked on though. Was a little bit behind Linda. He couldn't handle it. Another opportunity, but one of the very few that Australia has missed. Now the scrum going down 10 metres out from the Great Britain line. Fox has won it. He's gone the blind side. Yeah, Graham Hughes.
Mal Meninga warming up on the sideline here. He'll be going on for Brian Niebling, and he's about to start his second-row career.
His second-row career, eh? Well, I'm glad I'm here to see it. Big Mal. Well, let's hope he doesn't get cauliflower ears. So we shall see. But if he does, we'll be laughing like hell. Great Britain now doing their level best to get out of their own quarter. I think a kicking game is the only way. Going to resort to the kick, and they're going to do that right now. Back to Lydon. Pumps it downfield. It's a pretty powerful kick. Got a bit of bruise at his back. Dale Shearer feels it inside his quarter. Gets around Marchant. Marchant takes him towards the sideline. Henderson Gill there to assist in the tackle. Jack. Lewis. Stand and deliver that long pass. Michael O'Connor. Breaks 2 tackles. Caught from behind by Ward, who had, I thought, quite a splendid first half, but has quietened down in the second. Simmons. Lewis. Cleal. Inside 2. Straight up the middle of the ruck. Gets a flick pass back inside to Simmons. Over the halfway line. The largest dummy half in the world is Noel Cleal. Away to Dunn. Dunn trying to be selective with the pass there. Couldn't get it away. Sterling. Kenny. Stands in a tackle. Loses the ball. Crooks loses it. And they're looking rather clumsy, the Great Britain side at the moment. Mind you, they're doing a lot of chasing. They're having to do an enormous amount of tackling and running. And it's starting to show. 16 minutes of the second half, 24-0. And we're waiting to see just who Mal Meninga is going to replace. Well, he's not going on this occasion, so it's Mal Meninga, stick around. He won't want to stand around there without a tracksuit on too long. It's pretty chilly. Myler looking to... he's had the ball stolen from him. Standing there like the Statue of Liberty, waiting for support, and an Australian came in. And Wally Lewis was that man and just purloined the ball from him. Dunn. Strong game. Back inside to Dowling. Good run. Looks for support. Gets it to Sterling. Sterling swivels and gets it to Jack. Jack will go in for a try. It's a rocker. It's a beauty. It's a gasser. Oh, yes. Dunn. Dowling. Sterling. How sweet it was. They're tearing the heart out of the Great Britain side. 28-0. Don Furner there, the Australian coach. He wouldn't have a worry in the world at the moment. It's almost as if they owned 1,000 or 5,000 BHP shares. Be as happy as Larry. Well, look at the replay. Look at Dowling, straight and hard, no mucking about. Swivels in the ineffective tackle to Sterling. Sterling got it away to Jack, and Jack just streaks away to score his second try. A great support display by Gary Jack today. And Michael O'Connor with an attempted goal from the sideline. Already scored 12 points. Continuing his great run of high scores in representative games over the last 3 years. From the sideline. Up she goes. And it's just away to the right. The score remains as it was. Australia 28. Great Britain 0. Wally Lewis taking the kick. And Wally gets a good kick away. No, he doesn't. He fails to find touch. That's been fielded there by Ledger. Ledger goes across field. He's got pace. But he won't go anywhere like that. He gets a pass away finally after the Kenny tackle. But that was really no gain at all. Edwards on there to Potter, who goes up the blind side a few metres. Marchant at dummy half. They're 10 metres from the halfway line. Fox, the cutout pass. A little bit of a shepherd there. Back to Fox. Cutting it out to Edwards. Tries to step and straighten. He does that. Runs into smothering defence from Dunn, with Cleal as an assist. 10 metres outside their quarter. Now Crooks holds that ball up. Kicks it well. It's a punching hard kick. It will not find touch. It's fielded by Jack. Jack's trying to run around Marchant. He's looking for support. He could have linked perhaps with Shearer, but he ran into the defence there of Edwards. Now, oh, Shearer busted one tackle of Edwards, but he juggled the ball. There was a momentary problem with that. Simmons, and back they come to the pattern. Niebling, strong, steady, settling the play down. Getting that Australian three-quarter line back in position. Now to Cleal. Cleal on the surge, and a pass to Lewis! And Lewis is looking for Linda. Linda caught 10 metres his own side of the other team's side of halfway. There did appear to be an opportunity to offload, but out to Sterling now. Sterling keeps it alive to Dowling. Dowling pops it back into Dunn. Dunn one-handed to Sterling. The little step, and can't get a pass away. Last tackle coming up. 28-0. Australia lead. What are the tactics? They've been just keeping the ball alive, haven't bothered with the kicking game. Out to Lewis, but they're going back to kick now. It's a midfield type of a bomb. Been put high. Wally hasn't bothered to put him on side. It's come down to Marchant. The tackle count starts from now. Touched by an Australian. Out they go. Out to Fox. He's just swinging it out to Crooks. Standing out there, and it's Edwards, the replacement. Long cut-out pass to Ledger. They're going nowhere. Ledger's picked off, still inside his quarter. There's no way, apparently, for Great Britain, this squad, to get through the Australian defence. Sometimes they can get over it with a kick, but there's very precious little way they can get through it. Fieldhouse. As his ball stolen there by Cleal. Cleal gets it away to Lewis. Lewis, a one-handed pass to O'Connor. Connor back on the inside nicely to Dunn, who did magnificently to half volley that from low round the boots. They're only 12 metres out. Strong in attack. Look at the pass from Lewis to Sterling. A flick pass from behind. Out there. It's gone out to Dowling on to Miles. Miles on the flick to Shearer. Shearer back inside. And Dowling's put it down right on the line. And I feel sorry for him. Oh, the crowd love it. Listen to that applause. The English crowd applauding the Australian side. Beautiful thing. Saw it happen last in '82 when the Unbeatables were doing that at Wigan, and the crowd just rose to them. So this side has got the same charisma. Platt on to Lee Crooks. Has lost apparently his ball skills in the second half. The defence just finding it all so easy. Look at that Great Britain side. You can put an Indian blanket over them at the moment. They're all in a great big bunch. There's no one to pass to if they moved it wide. The kick has been charged down. Fox takes it away to Wally Lewis. Pumps it out to Kenny. Tries his step. Gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor's gone up round Ledger. Tries to stand up on him. Gets it away to Jack. Jack looking for three. Got it inside to Kenny. And Kenny's in front. Try. Oh, yes. Great stuff. Australia carved them up. They've decimated, dissected, and absolutely diabolically destroyed this Great Britain side today. 32 points to 0, and I suggest more to come. There's still 10 minutes of play. It could be anything. It could be anything. Australian side to die in possession. O'Connor swiveled away from the sideline, got it to Jack. Thought he was in for 3. Finally held onto Kenny. Little Fox's tackle ineffective, but the big boy, the tall, beautifully balanced Kenny goes in for another Australian try. Six tries. Michael O'Connor. 10 metres inside the quarter. 21 metres in from the sideline. Moves in. Struck it well. It's another goal. So the Australian side move on. 34 points to 0. And this O'Connor comes up with, I think, his 14th point for the day. And from the kick-off, Australia in possession, and Great Britain were penalised for failure to get away from the tackle player. And for the second time in a row, Australia have failed to find touch from a kick. Loden's there. Kenny with a magnificent tackle. Got it away there to Fox. He's tackled on the halfway line. I think Graham Hughes, this Australian side, are determined that they're not going to let this Great Britain team score a try.
I'm quite sure they are. I think this is much better. This is a much better Australian performance, especially from the big fella, Crusher Cleal. They are running hot today. Great Britain put in a much better performance, I felt, in the first half. But just how good this Australian team is, I think we're really starting to find out in this second half.
They refuse to let the ball die, Graham. It's a great performance. They're not even bothering to take the kicking option on the 5th tackle.
No, well, they know that the tries are on, and I think they can even try and start to smell, can we make it to those 50 points? They've got 8 minutes to do it.
Okay, the halfway line, neebling slowly to his feet. Simmons onto Gene Miles, straight through Fieldhouse, takes him on and gets beyond that tackle. I'd like $1 for every time Noel Cleal's stolen the ball from an Englishman today. He'd be a millionaire. Hey, Crusher, you can't pass him forward. Oh, he's not going to allow that to go. That's a terrible blunder by the referee. We've come up with the ball again. It was a yard forward, that pass out to Sterling. The little grubber kick goes to Ledger, and he takes it well. He's been put under pressure a few times, and again, Kenny with a copybook tackle. Young men, if you're watching, that's the way to tackle. Get the shoulder right into the pit of the stomach and bury them backwards. That's the way. Those head-on tackles, and Ledger's felt every one of them. Crooks, Schofield, the ricocheted pass goes off Crooks's hands, and he rather laboriously gets his way to his feet. Fox, the cutout pass there to Goodway, who's been conspicuous by his absence in most of this game. Oh, God, spare me days. An Australian forward, Great Britain forward getting hit in the middle of the back by a pass that he wasn't looking for. Astonishing. Fieldhouse there. Wasn't even looking at the ball in the ruck. Now to Fox. On to Ward. Ward comes straight. Can't get those supports running close to him. He does try to get the ball away. Fox. Little grubber kick being put through. Goodway's there on the chase. It's now been kicked over the sideline rather clumsily. It really needed just reefing downfield. So I would suspect, Graham Hughes, there has to be a virtual assassination of this team for the 3rd test of Great Britain now to achieve any sort of parity at all.
Well, they've set up special training squads for over 2 years now to set themselves for this 86 series. And they didn't make any changes to that first test team. Morris Bamford really has put his head right on the chopping block.
And somebody...
He's got to go after this.
He's entitled to have his head chopped right off. After 38-16 in the first test, to not change his squad. The only change was the bringing in of Ledger when a player, Hanley, dropped out. For a coach to go with such assurance for a failure team and have him flogged by this score of the second. On the head, off with his head, Tower Bridge for him. On to Crooks. Crooks up the blind side of the ruck. 12 metres out from the Australian line. Almost a rarity when they get into an attacking position. Potter coming through on the burst. Gets to his feet. Plays it. Fieldhouse running like a soldier crab again. Ward can't get a pass away. Marchant at dummy half. Out to Fox. Schofield. Edwards. Crooks. Trying to straighten it up. At least he's the one of the few players that will go up, straighten it up and put his run towards the opponent's line. They're going from side to side. Little kick over the top. Suggests it's the... Oh, Kenny comes through. magnificently and picks that out of the air. I thought, was there a collision with a goal post there by a player, Graham?
No, two of the players bumped into each other. Brian Neebling's the man. He has a cut under the cheekbone, which he sustained in the first half. I think, in fact, he has 2 or 3 stitches in the wound.
Okay, just a flash out of the corner of my eye as Kenny took it. I thought there'd been a collision with a post. Dowling, well tackled. Right round the boots there. Potter continuing his good defensive effort. Lewis goes for the kick downfield. It's going to be evasive for Blyden. No, it's not. On the first bounce comes to him. Sterling's there, and Sterling affects the tackle. He's done that, I would suggest, 7 or 8 times today. Marchant. Away there to Goodway. 8 metres short of the halfway line. Platt. Fox. Edwards, nice reflexes there. A forward pass. The referee lets go. Onto Potter. And they're not going anywhere. 30,800, the crowd, not a capacity crowd, as Ward comes and gets a good run away, getting it to Schofield. He can't evade the tackle there of Kenny, who's put in a splendid defensive effort out in the centres. All his tackles have been absolutely copybook. The kick downfield is not going anywhere. It'll go to Jack on the bounce. He comes upfield, evades. No, he doesn't. Gets a pass to O'Connor. This will be the first Great Britain try. Did he drop it? Michael O'Connor has dropped the ball. Gary Jack just being a bit too fancy near his goal line. And Schofield comes up with a try. 34 points to 4. Ron Ferner will be livid. And I think Wally Lewis won't be terribly happy about that. But Gary Jack just trying to be a little bit fancy there. He tried to evade the tackle of Fox, and Fox was too persistent. Came at him again, caught him by one leg, and then the offload to Michael O'Connor was a rough one and led to the ball being dropped in goal, and that's the way the try came about. Here it is, just as I've described it. The pass to Michael O'Connor was not on, and that man, I doubt that he got that ball down properly, but we're not going to haggle about that. The point is, it was a bad error by Australia, and Schofield comes up with a try. Yes, Graham Hughes, you've got news of replacements as Lee Crooks takes this kick.
Terry Lamb in 14 and Mal Meninga in 15. Lamb will be on for Sterling. Meninga back into that second row position, this time for Neebling.
And the kick from Crooks is unsuccessful. So the score, 34 points to 4. 2 replacements coming off. And from the kick-off, we've got Wally Lewis putting it deep. Andy Goodway. Lamb affects his first tackle of the match. Not much time for either of these players to get themselves warmed up and get involved. Ward comes straight and hard on the burst. Lamb again there for the defence with Simmons just over the quarter line. Platt with a good little inroad up the blind side, taking it to within 10 metres of the halfway line. Edwards, Fox, Crooks, and finally there, the good defence of Noel Cleal brings Goodway undone 10 metres, so they've made no ground. And there's Foxhole, a little dummy, got a pass away to Schofield. He can't unlock his arms. As Meninga's there over the top. Potter at dummy half. Fox. Edwards. Pass on to Crooks. Trying to get that hand free to give the ball. He had a marker in front of him again there, and he's been allowed to play it sideways. And that is astonishing to me that Mr. Rascagni would allow that to go, but from the kick ahead, Jack's in possession. Australia a little bit like Brown's Cows going back to that ruck. Just short of the quarter line. Now penalty against Great Britain. That penalty count now reads this way. Great Britain 11, Australia 9. And the scrums, just to bring you up to date on the statistics, Australia have won 8 to Great Britain's 4. On to Dunn, who's had as good a debut as you could hope to see, allowing for a pretty ordinary opposition apart from the opening 20 minutes. Schofield coming up to take an intercept on that occasion. Out there to Kenny. Kenny to O'Connor. O'Connor up the sideline, going in to score a try. Oh, it'll be Lamb. Oh, he's been pulled back. The pass from O'Connor. Terry Lamb thought he's going to score a try, but there it is, an absolute flogging for this Great Britain side. Australia have come what you call a duke. Jack 2, Lewis 1, Kenny 1, Linda 1, O'Connor 1, and O'Connor 5 goals. So a tally of 14 points to Michael O'Connor. The sole try coming from an Australian error. Schofield scoring that for the Great Britain side.